there's this bandit problem, northern Nigeria, northwest Nigeria. We've never seen the fighter jets.
All of a sudden, they come out of nowhere.
All of a sudden,
come stop a Benin coup.
They stop a Benin coup. Why? It was a test. Yeah. Let's see what the reaction is. The real action is coming. Yeah. Once we get over this Venezuela thing, once this Venezuela thing settles, they'll come back and they'll do a proper action. Yeah. But what the reaction from Nigerians was bad, because sadly most Nigerians supported it on social media.
Yeah, I saw that.
On social media,
I saw that.
Most Nigerians supported it. Of course, most Africans opposed it outside of Nigeria.
Yeah.
But if they've got local support,
then it's easy.
It's easy. It's easy. The Benin, you saw what happened in Benin, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
There was a coup attempt.
Yeah, I saw that.
A coup attempt, yeah. And we saw all of ECOWAS, the big powers in ECOWAS. Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire.
Yes.
To my disappointment, Ghana. We were hoping Ghana was going in a different direction under Mahama, but Ghana, which is very revealing, and people should pay attention to the fact that Ghana was involved, come together and stop this coup attempt. And Nigeria flew over fighter jets that we didn't even know they had. Yeah? So there's this bandit problem, northern Nigeria, northwest Nigeria. We've never seen the fighter jets.
All of a sudden, they come out of nowhere.
All of a sudden,
come stop a Benin coup.
To stop a Benin coup. Why? Why Benin? Because if there was a revolutionary coup in Benin, most likely they would have joined the AES. Now, AES's biggest problem is what? It's landlocked.
Yes.
Yeah? All of a sudden, this landlocked federation has a port. Unstoppable. Yeah? Unstoppable. So, Ibrahim Traoré and the leaders of Mali and Niger are very aware that this coup was less about Benin, more about them. Yeah? It was about stopping the expansion of AES. Because when you go from 3 to 4, soon you'll go to 4 to 5, then 5 to 6, and before you know it, we might even have the United States of Africa. Yeah?
That's what I want. And I think that's what, yeah.
So they're stopping it in its tracks.
Cross over to Nigeria now. What do you think about, well, first of all, what came to your mind the first time you heard Trump saying we're going to come guns blazing to Nigeria and save Christians, and you see he's using Nicki Minaj to push this whole thing? What do you think about this?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. I mean, there's two things. It's not like there is no genocide against Christians, first and foremost.
Okay.
But there is violence against Christians, Muslims, and animists, in the northern region. And the reason why that hasn't been addressed is because in many ways, I hate to say this about any African nation, but I think for Nigeria, the label fits. Nigeria is a failed state. Yeah.
All right.
We have corrupt politicians that buy all these fancy homes in the southwest and the southeast and in Lagos and Abuja, and they have no concern about what's going on. So in this region, it's anarchy. Yeah. So what we've had is, through the process of desertification, which is the Sahara Desert is increasingly going south. Yeah. So we have the Sahara region, which is basically all desert. Then we have the Sahel region, which is pretty much mostly desert. And that desert is coming southwards into northern Nigeria.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what we're seeing is huge competition over land and grazing rights. Yeah. It's primarily economics. Yeah. So the Fulani herdsmen or nomadic people who travel, graze land, take their herd, graze land elsewhere, for several years now, have been coming into fierce conflict with established farmer communities. So this is what the violence is about. Yeah. Of course, there's the Islamic terrorism problem, Boko Haram and Islamic State,
Yes.
which only compounds that. But the places in which Donald Trump has identified, this is what a lot of this stuff is going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And of course, it's mostly one way, but it's also tit for tat. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So to reduce all of that into some sort of religious conflict is highly irresponsible. But the Nigerian state, in my opinion, is ultimately to blame, because by ignoring this crisis, you know, if you ignore the fighting in your own house, you're inviting the neighbors to call the police. Yeah. And of course, the US is going to exploit this for their own purposes. Yeah. To enter into to Niger and to weaken the AES, but also to gain access to the oil reserves in Nigeria, to gain access in the land in northern Nigeria. Because another thing that's happening is when they say critical minerals, there's a process in which you refine critical minerals, which is hugely hazardous to the land.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, because China's so big, they used to have agreements with China. China would do it in their land and then export to the US.
Okay.
Yeah. But because of the hostility with China, now the US is looking for new places where it can do this process with little concerns from environmental activists.
Mm-hmm.
Northern Nigeria is perfectly that.
Oh.
The government has very little presence in northern Nigeria.
Ah.
Yeah, so there's many things going on there. But you gotta, see, the thing is, I got attacked a lot on social media by Nigerian Christians saying, our people are being killed and you don't care because you're Muslim. It's like, that is not that. It's the intention.
Okay.
Yeah. Had it have been the Cuban government, who have a history of international solidarity with nothing in return, 4,000 Cubans died in Angola for African liberation to fight the apartheid South African forces. They got nothing in return.
Okay.
They didn't get paid. They didn't set up oil deals. They got nothing in return. Yeah. If it would have been a government who was looking to interfere for altruistic reasons, but the US has got a history of quid pro quo.
Quid pro quo.
Yeah. There's no such thing as a free meal.
Oh.
They're not gonna, and secondly, the place where they attacked, CNN of all places did a report. I don't want to get the name wrong. Sokoto State.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sokoto State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The place where they attacked. CNN went there and the people are like, I don't know why they attacked here. We've never had any of this violence.
The Christmas bombing?
Yeah.
Oh.
We've never had any of this violence here. It's a pretty strange place to attack. So it's just a reckless, not very well thought out action. In my eyes, they did this. It was a test. Yeah. Let's see what the reaction is. The real action is coming. Yeah. Once we get over this Venezuela thing, once this Venezuela thing settles, they'll come back and they'll do a proper action. Yeah. But what the reaction from Nigerians was bad, because sadly most Nigerians supported it on social media.
Yeah, I saw that.
On social media,
I saw that.
Most Nigerians supported it. Of course, most Africans opposed it outside of Nigeria.
Yeah.
But if they've got local support,
then it's easy.
then it's easy.
It's easy.
It's easy.
Oh man, but you know, sometimes I wonder what is wrong with us Africans.
What's wrong with us Nigerians in particular?
Okay.
Nigerians, I said this in a previous video. I'll repeat it here. When we had African streaming, it was up and running. Of course, Nigeria is a very important region for us.
Yeah.
So I had a journalist there. Whenever there was like protest or something going on, I'd ask the journalist to go get Vox Pops, yeah, from the local people.
Uh-huh.
We posted the Vox Pops and they weren't very good, yeah. And in the comments, someone said to us, "You're wasting your time getting Vox Pops in Nigeria." Yeah, the population, the local population, is not that well educated or informed about what's going on in their surroundings, let alone international. you're better off getting targeted vox pops. Yeah, a professor, an economist. And I commented and said, as bad as the situation is in Kenya, I can go out to the streets in Kenya and put a microphone in someone's face, and they can give you a really good, well thought out analysis of their local, national, and international settings.
Yeah.
And in most countries in Africa, and that's our thing, we do vox pops everywhere. Niger, the vox pops were the most. Several of our Niger videos went beyond viral. People would cover our logo, post it on their page, and go viral again.
Yeah.
So why in Nigeria? And I was saying because Nigeria, of all African states, has been systematically stripped. Yeah, through IMF programs, through World Bank, it constantly fails to meet its targets on the minimum requirement of how much a state should spend on GDP. I think it and Pakistan routinely perform amongst the worst in terms of women's education. It has the highest maternal mortality in the world. Yeah, it's a nation where more presidents have gone overseas for treatment than any other nation in the world. I could go on and on. It has one of the highest illiteracies rates in the world. It just ranks any table you'd want to be on the bottom of, they're at the top of. Any table you want to be at the bottom of, at the top of, they're at the bottom of. Yeah, it's by most people's measures of what a failed state. Nigeria is a failed state, and it's really difficult because in London, I meet these Biafra separatists who are constantly talking about how Biafra should be a separate state. And I'm always about unity. I'm not about dividing African nations because it doesn't help anyone.
It doesn't.
We need African nations to come together, not atomize. But it's very difficult to make an argument against the division. And I don't support it, but I'm just saying academically, it's very difficult because the state has performed so atrociously in providing the basic need to the people.
Including security.
Including healthcare. I'm sure he won't mind me saying this. My good friend and someone you admire, David Hoyunde.
Yeah, I like
David Hoyunde, his father was a very wealthy man in Nigeria.
Okay.
Yeah. But he died because of the state of the terrible healthcare system. That's one of the motivating reasons why he's on this mission. Yeah.
Oh, man.
So he put up a very good tweet. Maybe I can send it to you and you can put it in the B-roll where it explains it. Very good explanation.
Shows you that being rich doesn't protect.
Thank you. Anthony Joshua, the most famous Nigerian in the world right now. Yeah? Just lost two of his friends.
Sad.
Yeah? Anthony Joshua, his Netflix fight against Jake Paul.
That was amazing.
Earned him close to $100 million.
Wow.
Money is no issue for this guy.
Okay.
His car crashes, no ambulance. You saw the video, isn't it?
I saw it.
Local people with no medical treatment are pulling him out. Yeah? His back could have been broken. They don't know. They don't know nothing. This is Nigeria. Yeah? This is Nigeria. I saw a tweet. I hope it was Photoshopped. I really hope it was Photoshopped. Where, let's assume it was Photoshopped, but even if it wasn't, I could understand the sentiment if it's true. Anthony Joshua said, there's some places where I no longer need to visit, insinuating Nigeria, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, because of the poor infrastructure, because for someone of his magnitude, they can't keep him safe on the roads, yeah? If they can't keep him safe on the roads, can they keep him secure on the streets from people that might want to rob him? Of course not. So Nigeria really needs a revolution, yeah? Really needs a revolution. Really needs a revolution. This is the thing, when we got criticism, when we were covering Niger, the coup in Niger, the argument I was making is, how can a country with the largest uranium deposits in the world be left in darkness? Yeah? This is an emergency situation. People need revolutionary leadership by any means necessary. Yeah? If we've created a situation in Nigeria where a bag handler for Chicago drug gang can get elected as president by potentially stealing an election, but let's assume that he won it. Because he's wealthy, he can put his face on the most billboards, yeah? He can perform economically terribly.
Yeah.
There can be protests against him. He can arrest the leaders of the protests. There's nothing we can do. We need revolutionary leadership in Nigeria.
Yeah, because
Yeah?
Nigeria is...
People don't realize 1 in 5 Africans is Nigerian.
Yeah.
1 in 5.
The most populated African country.
Nigeria has what, Congo has the resources to engineer the African revolution. Nigeria has the minds. Yeah. So the irony is, why there's a high illiteracy rate in Nigeria, outside of Nigeria, they're the best performing students. In the UK, every single year, a Nigerian family will be in a newspaper because 3 of their children have graduated from Oxford University at 13, 14, 15 years.
Yeah.
So how come when they leave Nigeria, same in the US, same in the Netherlands, how come when they leave Nigeria, they're the best performing students? Nigerian students in the US perform better than Chinese students. People don't know that.
Wow.
Yeah? So how come when they leave the country, the sky's the limit?
But when they're here...
Exactly.
But look, why is the Nigerian government so incompetent in clearing off the terrorists, clearing off... are they in bed with Boko Haram, with these Islamic jihadists?
Our colleague David Hoyende, who you should all follow and read.
But
he would argue.
I'm looking for him.
Yeah. I can put you in contact. He would argue that they are. Yeah.
Okay.
During the administration of President Jonathan Goodluck, who had a lot of bad luck actually, this Boko Haram was at its height. That's when the
girls were being
kidnapped and all this type of stuff. So I think he argues that this was used as a way to weaken the legitimacy, to bring in Buhari. Yeah? Yeah, and following Buhari is Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and et cetera, et cetera. So these things are used as a political weapon to weaken and strengthen certain candidates. But also, they're also unable to. We don't need to get into conspiracy theories. I think they're unable to because the Nigerian military is underpaid, undermotivated, suffers from corruption, suffers from mismanagement, poor leadership, all of these things. Yeah. To go and fight terrorists, you need to be really patriotic. That's why we saw in Mali, they was able to liberate key towns and because the civilians really believe in their leadership, really believe in their cause, really believe that the general that's sending me to the front lines would die for me the same way I'm willing to die for him. No one believes that about Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
I used to read about Ken Saro-Wiwa, Sani Abacha. I mean, Sani Abacha was crazy, man.
I know. Where was most of his wealth held, you know?
Where?
London, the city of London.
Ah.
Yeah. So they argue, I think there was a report, if you're an African leader and you want to wash your money, there's no better place to do it than the city of London. Yeah?
Really?
Yeah.
Not is it Switzerland or Cayman Islands and
Historically speaking, no better place to do it than the city of London.
Interesting.
No better place because you can buy properties, and once it's in the property and you've passed all their checks, it's washed. It's washed. And the city of London. So what we have in the UK, in London in particular, is a housing crisis. Yeah, where rents far exceed people's wages. So what you get is people of your age, my age, we will have a room in a big house with 4 or 5 strangers. Because people can't afford to get on the housing like the houses. So why is that? Because so many corrupt oligarchs, African oligarchs, Russian oligarchs from around the world, they buy their houses in London, keep it empty, and watch the value go up. So it's a great place to wash your money. Yeah, you buy the house, you keep it empty, and the value just goes up every year. Yeah. They say it grows historically. It grows by between 30 and 50% every 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah, so a great little asset. You buy a little 2 million house. 10 years time, it's worth 3 million. 10 years time from that, it's worth 4 million, and so on and so on. Yeah. So and then what we saw with Nawaz Sharif, the former Prime Minister of Pakistan, when Imran Khan came into power, Nawaz Sharif, who'd been washing all of his money in London, the Pakistani government now had revolutionary leadership and now has reactionary leadership because Nawaz Sharif's brother is back in power and Imran Khan's in prison. But they tried to extradite Nawaz Sharif to Pakistan to face his charges. The City of London said no. The UK government said no. So they've set a precedent of wash your money, even when you get found guilty of corruption. Don't worry. This is where you'll be safe.
So long as you're in good books with them.
Yeah. As long as your corruption didn't affect us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So long as you let us suck all the, Sudan. Let's quickly go into Sudan.